Pakistan reported 18 more flood-related casualties as Prime Minister Shehbaz called for a sustainable system to cope with the challenges of climate change, which is seen as the primary reason that triggered unprecedented rains and floods in Pakistan this monsoon season. Authorities have been struggling to respond to the floods given their unprecedented magnitude. The government has said 33 million people, 15% of its population, have been affected. A daily situation report by the NDMA showed that 18 more people had fallen victim to the deadly flood over the past 24 hours, taking the death toll since June 14 to 1,343. Prime Minister Shehbaz was visiting Dera Ismail Khan to review the ongoing restoration and rehabilitation work in flood-affected areas, where he emphasized the need for a sustainable system to cope with the challenges of climate change. He said trillions were needed for relief and rehabilitation activities post-floods.
6 लाख ख़वातीन हैं, हमारी कौम की माएँ और बेटियाँ। इसी तरीके से साफ पानी मुहैया करना, घरों को दोबारा आबाद करना, ये अरबों नहीं खरबों का काम है, खरबों रुपए का। और जो हमारे जो दोस्त ममालिक, हमारे जो बरादर ममालिक यकीनन हमारी इस वक्त इमदाद कर रहे हैं और मैं उनका शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहता हूँ, फर्दन भी और इज्तमान भी। लेकिन ये चैलेंज बहुत बड़ा है, बहुत बड़ा है। इसके लिए हमें एक एक पाई को अमानत जानकर हकदारों को उनके कदमों में हमें निछावर करना होगा।
As Pakistan reeled from floods, the United Nations has appealed for $160 million in aid to help tackle what it said was an unprecedented climate catastrophe. And nations have been extending financial and moral support with promises for more. The federal cabinet also approved yesterday the decision to enhance the cumulative compensation amount of flood-affected families under the Benazir Income Support Program from 28 billion to 70 billion rupees. Meanwhile, large-scale displacements and countries' limited resources have led to fears of an impending health crisis. The World Health Organization issued yet another warning of a worsening humanitarian crisis in Pakistan in the wake of floods, expressing alarm over a rise in the cases of various diseases in recent days. According to the World Health Organization, over 1,460 health centers have been damaged due to floods across the country, of which 432 have been fully wrecked, mostly in Sindh. In a fresh response to the Islamabad High Court, former Prime Minister Imran Khan expressed deep regrets over his unintentional utterances in the contempt proceedings initiated against him for his controversial remarks about District and Sessions Judge Zeba Chaudhry, who had approved PTI leader Shehbaz Gil's physical remand in a sedition case. Imran had submitted his original reply to the court on 30th August, wherein he expressed his willingness to take back his words about Judge Chaudhry if they were regarded as inappropriate, and pleaded before the court that the judges who had agreed to initiate the case against him should consider withdrawing themselves from the bench as, according to him, they had prejudged the matter. In his reply, submitted through his counsels Hamid Khan and barrister Salman Safdar, he had asked the court to examine the contents of his speech in the context of his intention. The reply had explained that Imran was under a misconception that Judge Chaudhry was an executive magistrate carrying out executive or administrative functions on the federal government's orders.